I didn't catch her cheating through a phone. There were no messages to scroll through, no secret apps, no late-night notifications lighting up a dark room. I found out because of a piece of paper she forgot to throw away. And somehow that made it worse. The receipt was folded carefully, like it mattered. Not crumpled, not rushed. It was placed neatly inside her work bag. Between documents she always kept organized. Expense reports, meeting notes, hotel invoices from previous trips. She was meticulous like that. Always had been. I wasn't snooping. That's important. I need that on record, even if no one believes me. She had asked me to grab a document from her bag, because she was running late too. Pick up our daughter. I unzipped the side pocket, the one she never uses for personal things. And that's when it slid out. White paper, heavy stock, clean print, a hotel receipt. At first it meant nothing. She traveled often for work, conferences, client visits, strategy weekends. We'd built our life around her schedule. I trusted it. I trusted her. I almost put it back without looking. Almost. But something made me pause. Not suspicion, curiosity, habit. The same instinct that makes you glance at a receipt after a grocery run, just to see what costs more than it should. I unfolded it. The hotel name was familiar. Too familiar. A luxury place, the kind we'd talked about staying at someday when things slowed down, when work wasn't so demanding, when life gave us a break. The date matched a weekend she'd been out of town. Still normal, still explainable. Then I saw the line that changed everything. Guess 2 adults. I stared at it longer than I want to admit. 2 adults. Not a typo, not a smudge. Clear as day. I read it again and again. Like maybe the words would rearrange themselves if I looked hard enough. She'd gone alone. That's what she told me. 1 room, 1 person. A quick in and out business day. 2 adults. My first reaction wasn't anger. It was confusion. Real, disorienting confusion. The kind that makes your body feel wrong. Like you're standing on a floor that's suddenly tilted. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe hotels default to 2 adults. Maybe it was policy. Maybe it didn't mean anything. I Googled it. Hotels don't list 2 adults unless there are 2 adults. I folded the receipt back exactly how I found it and placed it on the counter. My hands were steady. That scared me. I expected shaking, panic, something dramatic. Instead, I felt cold. That night, I didn't say a word. She came home tired, kissed me on the cheek, asked what was for dinner, complained about traffic, talked about work like she always did, using the same tone, the same words. I watched her talk, and for the first time in our relationship, it felt like I was watching a stranger perform a role they'd rehearsed too well. I went to bed early, told her I had a headache. I didn't sleep. All night my brain replayed that line. 2 adults. Over and over, like it was trying to carve itself into me. The next morning, I put the receipt back into her bag. Not because I forgave her, because I needed more. I needed to know if this was a mistake or a pattern. The weeks that followed were the slowest of my life. I didn't confront her. I didn't accuse her. I didn't change how I acted. I became quieter, more observant, like a guest in my own home. She traveled again 2 weeks later. Another business weekend. This time, I didn't ask questions. I didn't wish her luck. I just nodded. After she left, I waited until the house was silent. Then I checked her bag. Another receipt, different hotel. Same line. Guess 2 adults. I sat on the floor of our bedroom holding it like it might bite me. That was the moment it stopped being doubt and became truth. Still, I said nothing, because knowing isn't the same as being ready. I started paying attention to the details I used to ignore. The clothes she packed, the perfume she wore only on trips, the way she came back lighter, calmer, like she'd been resting somewhere I wasn't allowed to follow. I hated myself for noticing. I hated her for making me notice. The 3rd receipt broke me. Same hotel as the first one. Same dates she'd sworn were non-negotiable work commitments. R. Adults. King bed. Late checkout. Late checkout. That detail stayed with me. Late checkout meant no rush, no urgency, no meetings to attend. Late checkout meant comfort. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I felt small, like our marriage had shrunk without my permission, reduced to something that could fit on a piece of paper. I confronted her that night. Not angrily, not dramatically. I placed the receipts on the table between us and asked, calmly, who's the 2nd adult? She stared at the paper like she'd never seen it before. Then she laughed, not nervously, not defensively. She laughed like someone who thought they were about to win. She said hotels always list 2 adults by default. She said I was overthinking. She said I was tired, stressed, I asked her to explain the late checkouts. She rolled her eyes. I asked her to explain the king bed. She sighed. She turned it around on me so smoothly it almost impressed me. Why didn't I trust her? Why was I digging through her things? Why was I trying to sabotage her career with paranoia? I apologized. That's the part one hate admitting. I apologized. For 2 days, I convinced myself she was right. That I was projecting my insecurities. That I was becoming controlling. That the receipts didn't mean what I thought they meant. Then the hotel called. They left a voicemail. They were confirming an upcoming reservation for 2 adults. I didn't tell her about the call. I drove to the hotel instead. I didn't plan to confront her there. I didn't even know what I planned to do. I just needed to stand in a place that had held her secrets. The lobby was beautiful. Warm lighting, soft music, the kind of place designed to make you forget your real life exists. I stood at the desk and asked a simple question. Is this hotel usually booked for business travelers? The clerk smiled politely and said, mostly couples. That was it. No affair caught in the act. No dramatic reveal, just confirmation. When I finally really confronted her, she didn't deny it. She didn't cry. She looked tired. She said it wasn't supposed to happen, that it started as comfort. That work was stressful, that I wouldn't understand. She said she never meant to hurt me. I asked her why she kept the receipts. She said she didn't think I'd ever look. That hurt more than the cheating, because it meant she wasn't careless. She was confident that I trusted her enough to never question the paper trail of my own marriage. Now the house is quiet in a way it's never been before. Her things are still here. Her side of the bed still smells like her. The receipts are gone. Sometimes I wish I'd found messages instead. Something explosive, something obvious. But I didn't. I found the truth the way adults do, through paperwork, through logistics, through reality. And somehow that makes it impossible to escape, because paper doesn't lie.